Hi, I'm David with Mobile Wave Repairs, and here we're going to break down an iPhone 6s screen. So we got the main tools that you're going to need here. The first things you're going to need is a broken iPhone 6s. Next thing we're going to need is our new iPhone 6s screen. And a few tools we'll need to kind of break this job down. Basic tool number one there is going to be a Phillips screwdriver. Next is going to be pentalobe screwdriver. One thing you may be familiar with, a black stick. Another one that may look a little different now, this is a Sesamo. I've kind of customized a little bit and took the grippers off of here. It's still just a regular old Sesamo. And the real tool in the bin here is going to be a regular old box cutter blade. Okay, that's going to get you started on this repair. First thing is, well, obviously make sure we got power to this phone. There is a checklist that you'll go through that we can break down through other lessons, but at this point in time, I think it's pretty easy to see that the screen is going to need repair. So our first tool is going to be the pentalobe screwdriver. All right, first off, we're going to grab the repair. I'm going to do as best I can to where you can see, and I can see. And we're good. Our first one's out. Now, the first thing you want to do is a lot of people do a lot of different methods, but what you want to do basically is where a screw comes out, you want to put it back in that same spot. So some people use layouts, magnet layouts. I like to just put them in right where I got them from so I know exactly where they're going to go. Step two, here we like to use our razor blade to do it. Now, I will put this down for 1 second in the shot where you can see where it'd be more normal to use possibly the Sesamo. But for all you techies that are going to be out there, best spent money right here. We're going to go ahead and use this tool. And as you can see, we kind of already got some give. I'm going to go in here right around the corners. Unlike some of the other models, there's going to be no cabling or anything, so you can kind of dig in right there. As you can see, you're going to want to open this. Oh, we got a little bit something stuck here. There we go, a little extra help. Now, as I was saying before, all your cabling is going to be up here towards the top. So what you're going to do is open it just like that, so none of your cables will be ripped. Step one of peeling off the old screen. Step two, we're going to take our Phillips screwdriver. And first place we're going to start is going to be the power supply. So we're going to go ahead. And the reason we're going to start with the power supply is you can cause a lot of issues by not pulling the power supply first. So we're going to go ahead and set these in our nice row. It's probably off camera. Can't even see that at this point. Set that there. First thing we're going to do, take our black stick. And we're going to go ahead and pull that battery there. Okay, very important step. Very important. Next step we're going to do is we're still using our Phillips screwdriver here. These are specific screws, so we want to make sure we put these back where they go. In particular, this one right here, and you'll see why as we pull this out. I usually start at this screw here. And I'm going to show you this layout. There's our original screw here in the corner. I'm going to pull this back into frame a little so you guys can see that really well. All right, and there's the 4. I'm going to set my screwdriver down. I'm going to go ahead and pull that caging off, set right with the screw so I know where it goes. Next step, we're going to take our black stick. All right, and we're going to come right in here. And we're going to pop that off. That's going to be the front camera assembly. Next to go is going to be the home button in this scenario. And there we have the LCD and digitizer. And we're disconnected. Breakdown number 1 should look like this. All right, so we have our old screen off. Now first step is, well, obviously we're going to need our new screen. Go ahead and open that packaging. See if we can't get this out without rustling it too much. There we go. Real life scenario there. All right, so you have your new screen now. Normally people say, the next step would be to pull the front camera assembly off, pull the home button off. But first thing you're going to want to do is test this guy. Make sure you got a good screen, okay? All right, so first thing we like to do is just reverse order of what we did. First thing is going to be the LCD and digitizer plug-in. little trick we always like to do is starting from one side and going across. Our master technician says left side or says right side. I say left side. Just whichever make sure that you have a good connection in there. That one I can feel across it. It's real nice. It's really connected. That's just so vital. So many issues stem from just not making something connected. So there we go. We can feel everything's nice and tight. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and push in that home button. Same thing. I know it's not as wide or long, but it's still very important. Start at one side, go across. Everything feels nice and tight. Last but not least, we're gonna have front camera assembly. There we have a nice, tight fit on everything there, you can see. You should be able to feel nice and level when you push that over. So next thing we gotta go is we gotta get power to this guy. So we'll go ahead and plug in that battery. Make sure that's still nice and tight. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this, minus my fingerprint. We're gonna just turn it on and give it power. All right, we got power, that's good. Now there's more than just making sure this has power. No, you say, hey, it's got power, let's go ahead and put it on, check everything later. Let's go ahead, make sure this is gonna have touch as well. All right, and there you see, we have screen. Let's go ahead and check the touch. There, I see it's got some touch. Now we can't fully check this one because we know that this one already has an iCloud, so we can't go all the way in. But for the purposes of the screen being replaced, we got good picture, we got touch. So next step is we're gonna go ahead and turn this off. All right, so what we're gonna do at this point is we got everything tested. We're ready to go. Now, normally one of the first things you're gonna do is either gonna be the home button from the old screen or the front camera assembly. Now, as you can tell on this new screen that we got here, this comes pre-assembled with the front camera assembly already in there. So that's one thing we won't have a breakdown in this video. Leave questions, comments, anything like that. We can go ahead and break this down in another video for you. Very important, but like I said, these guys done a lot of the work and pre-assembled it here for us. Okay, so since we already have that part done, the next move would be the home button from the old screen. So I'm gonna start off with our Phillips, and we're just gonna go ahead and start taking that off. These have a pretty specific set of screws as well, but like I said, it's just always good to put the screws back where they came from. Then you don't have to worry about which screw goes where or what you can not use or use. Just use what's supposed to be there is the easiest. So next step would be to go ahead and pull that shielding off. Go ahead and set it there. Now this is where black stick would be what you'd want to use. And as you can see, it opens this way. Very important for that home button. Okay, so there we go. We have it disassembled. Now at this point, I would take our Sesamo. There's a couple different ways people would like to do it. I take the Sesamo, and I like to get right under there. Now I know that's kind of hard to see from that angle, and you got to be very specific, but you can see it's just like butter. It's just cutting right in there. You can use the black stick as well, but you just got to be very careful because of the density of that stick. Sometimes it can push into there. Other than that, you're going to go ahead and pull this out and be very careful because this has this black ring that I will tell you about later as well. So honestly, it doesn't look too bad here. I'm going to set it here just to help the shaking off. You can see it's not much, and just how big of a stickler we are here at Mobile Wave, just to make sure that the client gets the most OEM clean outcome with a device that we can possibly do. So we got the home button off. It looks clean. It looks like it's gonna sit in there real nice. I'm gonna go ahead and take the new screen here. I'm gonna take the old screen and cut. And we'll have the new screen here. So since we've already got this all cleaned up, it's looking pretty good. I think that's gonna sit in there real nice. So we're just gonna go in the reverse order of what we did. Now we get to start putting stuff back together. This is have a little bit of adhesion, so I just give it a little push. That's ready to go there. Again, very important. So many things happen by not having things connected. So we start on one side and we push through the other. Hopefully we can see that on camera. And you can see how smooth this is as you run over the top. It's nice and clean. There's no There's no lost connection there. Very tight, very good. So now we're gonna go ahead and grab our shielding. You don't wanna over tighten these. You just wanna get them down where they're about snug or where you can't really turn it. And that's gonna keep you from putting that screw in too far and possibly causing some issues. All right, so we got our home button on there. Our front camera assembly is on there. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this screen on and we're gonna test it out, make sure that we have still no issues with our screen. All right, here we are again. It's a perfect spot because we can check this full touch again. And there you see, everything looks great. So at this point, we're pretty much all the way there. We know our screen is good. We know the assembly is going to be, everything's going to be set up. Let's go ahead and put these screws back together. So I like to shut it off just for the purposes of not having to deal with power. And that's going to kick on here in a minute. We'll go ahead and do one last test of the touch. Just we can keep everybody honest here. But at the end of the day, that's going to be it from A to Z. All right, guys. So in conclusion here today, there's going to be 3 main keys you're going to want to keep in mind for this repair. Step 1 is going to go ahead and be to pull power supply, which in this case would be battery. Step 2, you're going to be looking to remove those screws and put those screws back in the spot that they originally came from, as well as not tightening or over tightening those screws. Last but not least, kind of a 2-parter, you're going to want to pre-test the screen and you want to post-test the screen. So before you put the screen on, you want to make sure you have a good product and test it out. And then obviously when the repair is done, you want to do another full test just to be sure. So in conclusion, with those 3 key steps, as well as what you see in front of you, are going to be the tools you're going to need for flawless screen replacement. So here from the team at Mobile Wave, we sure appreciate you tuning in. Stay tech, stay savvy, and we'll see you for the next one.